What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome to the AM, guys. Welcome to 5 Minute Rants. I'm your host, Michael Abernathy, and welcome to the show predicated on the journey of life and business. I hope you're doing well. I really am. And I want to talk about clean, being organized. And this is what I mean by clean. If you are clean, you are organized. You have a purpose in place for how things should operate, where things should go, and the mess and the chaos is kept at minimum. And I've talked before about how one of our primary purposes is to fight against chaos. And one of the number one ways to fight against chaos is to simply be clean. Now, in the technology world, and if you work with your hands, if you work with a trade, it's very easy to see when you are messy. It is very easy to see when your tools are all out of order, when your work van is trashed and you got boxes everywhere, right? Or it's very easy to see when all the work around you is a mess. In the physical world, it's very easy to see that. In the technology world, it isn't. It is very hard to keep track of work because everything is intangible. It's only accessible visually. You can't touch it. You can't feel it. You can't smell it. You can't do anything with it. And so cleanliness, in my opinion, in a lot of the technology is lost. And the organization is lost. And that's even why a lot of job positions like architecture and coding architecture exist, to simply help the job site be clean inside of the digital world. But this is really what I want to get at. You are not going to move forward without organization. You're not going to move forward without cleanliness. Being dirty or unorganized with your work, with how things function, with your tool sets, with all these things, whatever you're doing, it is actually going to hurt you. And there's a reason oftentimes why we want to be messy. And it is very interesting that when you are messy, it actually hurts you in multiple ways. One, it hurts you because it covers up your faults. You can't find where you're actually broken and you can't fix it. When there's mess all over the floor, how do you identify the mess you need to pick up? If the whole house is trashed, where do you start? And what's the most important trash to pick up? Where's the thing that's hurting you most? You can't find it. All right. So if you're clean, it will expose where your weaknesses are. It'll expose the faults and where things are broken, and you'll actually be able to fix and repair them if you're organized. Right? Clean's hard to do though, because it actually reveals fake work. It shows you where you're doing fake things, doing things that do not move the company forward. It will reveal how you're not working as a team. It will reveal that if you are leading a team where you're in poor management, or if you're building something, it will reveal that. And so it's very hard to be clean sometimes because it's very exposing and it reveals fake work. The other thing about organization though, it is liberating. It is liberating because it allows you to focus on the one thing that you need to be doing right now that is going to move the company forward. There are things every day that you must do in order to move the company forward. And you know what they are. If you step back and you make a list of all the things that you really need to do, or if you step back and think about yourself in somebody else's shoes, as a business coach, you're coaching them. You're coaching yourself. You put yourself in a business coach's shoes to talk to yourself. What would you tell yourself to do? That's what you need to do. And being clean. The other thing is when you are clean, it eliminates all those false opportunities that are hurting you. Like if you listen to my last episode about focus, I specifically talked about how splitting your focus automatically makes you the worst player on a basketball team. You pick your most favorite player who you think is the best in the world, and then you have him playing basketball and soccer at the same time. He automatically becomes the worst player in the NBA, period, because his focus is split in half. When you're clean and when you're organized, all of a sudden your focus can be pinpoint accurate for where you need it to be. And this is why systems are important. This is why processes, and we have processes to be clean. We have processes to make sure the work gets started from A to Z and gets completed that way. But at the same time, it takes intentionality to get organized. And if you don't know how to organize, if you find that you're not organized, and the way you can tell if you're not organized, if people tell you, ask them if you're organized. Don't sit there and be like, oh, well, I'm organized. Yes, in your mind, you're organized. You know where everything is, but that's not the real definition of organization. Organization is where anybody can find anything that they need to in the moment without ever talking to you. And if that's not happening, you're not organized, you're not clean, and learn about it. Take some courses and classes on it. It will absolutely be world changing. And it's one of the easiest things you can do. But when you're clean, everything just speeds up and you'll know exactly what you need to work on. And real quick, I'm over, But oftentimes, lack of motivation is mistaken because there's a lack of clarity. And when you are disorganized, or when I'm disorganized, there's no clarity on what needs to be, and then you find yourself mopey or unmotivated. And it's actually really, you have no idea what you need to do. Anyways, guys, I'm over. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.